Welcome friends. In this session we will discuss river interlinking. This is the article published in the Hindu newspaper dated 9th January. So yeah, small disclaimer. This is about myself, intro, and a small request to follow my channel if you like the content. Yes. So friends, we will see the background. What is this river interlinking project and some of the history after that constitutional provisions like articles. Later we will see some of the relevant acts. Then we will go for the advantages of river interlinking and challenges and issues in a river interlinking, and finally solutions like government roles and general solutions used by the aspirant. Finally, we will conclude this article in a beautiful way. Later, we will discuss some of the main relevant questions and relevant UPSC MCQs with respect to this topic. Is it okay? Yes, friends. Thank you so much. So, friends, we will see the background here. So, yeah, it is a large scale initiative to connect rivers through canals and reservoirs. Basically, to transfer water from surplus to deficit region. So, here the objectives are to address water shortage in drought-prone areas. So, India is the uh, diversity country with even geographical diversity is also there. So, in some parts of the country we will get droughts, some parts of the country we will get floods. So to balance both the situations in a equitable manner and sustainable manner, we need to transfer water from surplus to deficit. At the same time here, yeah, they're mentioning to mitigate floods in surplus water regions and enhance irrigation and drinking water supply, right, like agriculture and drinking water. So these are the main key objectives with respect to this RILP. If we observe some of the history regarding to this one, so this RILP, like river interlinking, proposed in 1980 by the National Water Development Agency. So it comprises 30 interlinking projects. So 14 Himalayan rivers and 16 peninsular rivers. This is the proposed in 1980. So we will see the current scenario. So on December 25th, our Prime Minister, right, Narendra Modi ji, laid a foundation stone for interlinking of Ken and Batwa rivers, right? So yeah, so majorly to solve the issue of Bundelkhand region, especially to cover the parts of the Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. So the project also includes construction of a dam located within the Panna Tiger Reserve. So it is the concerns and about its submerged. So it is a tiger reserve. So sometimes if you construct a dam, it leads to some of the concerns like submergency and other concerns. If we see these interlinking of rivers, it is not new to India, right? So inter-basin transfer was proposed way back in the almost 130 years ago by Sir Arthur Cotton. So Sir Arthur Cotton, right, who designed the Godavari and Krishna rivers valleys. So who designed irrigation dams. Right? So Vishweshwaraya is our iconic Indian engineer, right? And he also refined this idea, further refined this idea. So later in 1980, right? So we have different types of concepts, and the scope is expanded. Finally, it is initially termed as a national water grid. This concept re-emerged as river interlinking project. So the ministry is Ministry of Water Resource. Now it is Ministry of Jal Shakti because name changed, right? So yeah. So to transfer waters from Ganga and Brahmaputra to deficient regions in central and southern region. So following this, right, so we have National Water Development Agency, which was established in 1982. Yes, 1982, right? So we have already discussed it is consist of almost 30 projects, 14 Himalayan and 16 Peninsular. So friends, this is the overall background with respect to how this evolved. So who are the people behind this present scenario, like Arthur Cotton and Vishwesvaraya, some other theories. Finally, we established 1982 National Water Grid, which is transferred into RILP. So if we observe some of the provisions related to the water. So Constitution says to Article 246, it provides the some of the powers between union and state. So it is the polity concepts, but in the polity concept, we are discussing about this water concept. So water is a subject right. So primarily deals with the both union and state list, which are enlisted in the seventh schedule of Indian Constitution. Right. So friends, entry is the 56, which talks about the union list, that is list 1. Entry 7 deals with the state list. So especially water supply, irrigation, canals, and drainage, embankment. So these are the jurisdiction of the state government. When it comes to union government, like central government, so issues related to water resources, regulation and development of interstate rivers and valleys. That is entry 56. Got it, friends? So if you see Article 48A, this article directs the state. It means it is the directive DPSP friends, directive principles of state policy, right? So improve environment, which includes management of water resources, right? Especially to conserve water and prevent pollution. Finally, ensuring the sustainable water management practices. So this is the role of the state, role of the government or the state. Article 48A. Now, as a citizen, we have fundamental duties. So Article 51A talks about the fundamental duties. In that we have G. So friends, G is a it is the duty of the each and every citizen of India. So to improve, to protect and improve natural environment, including forest, lakes, rivers, wildlife. So friends, it is good to remember and practice this article. Whenever if you have any question regarding to environment, like climate change, global warming, any questions like forest and pollution, whatever the things, you can quote this article and you can get some edge in mocks. Article 262. It is the adjudication of disputes relating to waters. So friends, the article empowers the parliament, right, to make laws with respect to adjudication of disputes relating to waters of interstate, either rivers or river valleys. So this provision is very crucial for to solve the conflicts between states over water resources. So try to remember this article, very, very important. And another article is Article 323B. So this is the tribunals for resolution of disputes. So this article provides the establishments of tribunals, friends, to resolve disputes between states with respect to water resource. So we have established interstate river water dispute tribunal to adjudicate water sharing disputes between the states. So friends, now we will see some of the provisions and acts made by the Parliament of India. So 1956, we have river boards. This act enabled the central government. Friends, here they will confuse you whether PM or president or state government, like this they will confuse you. So don't confuse. Try to remember the term, that is the central government set up the river boards as per the River Board Act 1956. And we have another act, that is Interstate River Water Dispute Act 1956. So according to this, right, so it was enacted as per the Article 262. So we have close relation in between 1956 ISRWD and 262 article. So it provides a legal framework for resolving disputes related to sharing of waters of interstate rivers and river valleys. Again, it talks about the rivers and river valleys, whatever the terms used in the article 262. So this act addresses the conflicts that arise between two or more states over usage, allocation, and the rights of water resources. We have a policy, that is national water policy. It promotes the sustainable practices of water management, especially conservation, efficient use, and equitable distribution. We have Water Act 1917 4. So it talks about the water pollution to prevent and control the pollution, maintaining the quality of water. And finally, we have National Water Development Agency, which was established in 1952, and we know how it does does its work, like propose like 16 plus 14 projects, especially doing this, conducting the surveys, investigations, and giving the feasibility reports of the projects. So these are broadly constitution articles and some of the relevant acts passed by the Parliament of India and some of the schemes by the Government of India. So friends, now we will see some of the advantages with respect to river water linking. So if we do this river water linking, what will happen, friends? Water availability increases. So right. So it ensures the equitable distribution of water resource among regions. Suppose one river goes, a lot of water is going to the either sea, right? Especially Bay of Bengal. So to capture that water and to share with the other regions, that is the making the water availability for the deficient regions and flood controls. Sometimes what will happen, we all know. So to divert that excess water from flood prone areas to water scarce region, that is another advantage. And agriculture benefits, we can enhance the irrigation potential and increase the agricultural productivity and income boost to farmers. Economic growth, boost rural development and provide employment opportunity during constructions. Right. So during these projects, uh, we can get some of the employment, right, for construction of dams and everything. Yes. So friends, if you have any advantages, if you found, please share below the video as comment. Right. Now see the challenges. Right. So first and foremost one is the ecological impact. Because if you interlink two rivers, the disruption of natural river ecosystem, whatever the ecosystem of this river, right, river 1 will disturbed, as well as ecosystem of river 2 also get disturbed, and sometimes biodiversity loss, right. So some of the species in the river will get damaged or will get die. So these are the drawbacks. And alteration of sediment flow affecting deltas and coastal regions. Another challenge is displacement and social impact. Whenever if we do this type of RILP projects, we need to displace the large scale communities, particularly tribal population. So and they lost their livelihood because they are dependent on the riverine ecosystem. Climate change is another concern. So uncertainty in water availability due to change in rainfalls. So due to climate change, what will happen? Whatever the river flow, that will either reduce due to droughts, the impacts of climate change, or sometimes gives the floods, heavy rains due to climate change. These availability of water makes the uncertainty and that will impact again. And economic viability, high cost of construction and maintenance, right? If you want to construct a dam, it is a high cost, right? And questions about the sustainability of the projects. So when it comes to friends, the real reasons for India's water crisis, especially, is due to why India is facing this water crisis. If we observe lack of water management skills and poor environmental practices, law ambiguity, and corruption. These are the major reasons and challenges with respect to water crisis in India. If we see some of the challenges are government roles and initiatives, so they are mentioning we have already enacted this act, right? So we need to implement to address these conflicts. And institutional mechanism. So planning should be correct and implementation should be at par with the projects. That is very, very important. And environmental safeguards. Environmental impact assessment mandated for the each projects. Right. So very, very important this EIA for approving these RILP projects. So policy support. So funding is another thing, right? Fund should come for the these projects, and the plan is national perspective plan for water resource development. So fund will be allocated in this plan in the budget. So that should become. And friends, some of the solutions given in the editorial I have copied as it is, friends. Right, I have copied as it is. We will see this. These are very, very. I found it is very useful. And one of the solution given by the author in the editorial, he says, in a national water policy should embrace a holistic approach. We need a holistic approach like watershed management and involving local citizens to monitoring hydrological cycle, working alongside hydrologists. They are mentioning like scientists and engineers and biologists. So here they are mentioning citizens should come, scientists should come, engineers should come, right? Biologists should come. So this collaboration is needed, this holistic approach for water management. And when it comes to another solution, that is farmers. Farmers should be engaged to help devise strategies for efficient irrigation water use. And the government has limited control over the waste water management and should create innovative reuse the programs. Right. So that is another solution. A comprehensive study involved in interdisciplinary expertise on river basins is essential. So this is a common thing. And I found, friends, this is a very, very catchy. So they are mentioning the Israel success story, right, with respect to water resources. So Israel generally, right, so follow this drip irrigation program. So based upon this drip irrigation program, nearly 25 to 75% of pump water that's saving. So in answers, we should code this type of case studies, and then we will get good marks, right? Especially in you can use this Israel drip irrigation method, uh, especially for water management. You can use these things in environmental protection and water conservation. Wherever possibility is there, try to code this type of case studies, right? And right, so we see, yeah, these are overall this case study. Just pause the video and go through the things. Yes. So friends, finally, an aspirant, one should have this type of views, like being a positive, like optimist. So there is a high potential of RALP to address water scarcity and enhance agriculture productivity. That you should quote. Being in critique, you should emphasize that there will be some of the ecological and social cost, and try to mention the alternative solutions like watershed management, being in a practical thing, like realistic, you can go for the balanced. It is slightly providing the alternative solution. But if you want to implement this RILP, right, so you need to have balance between these both, right? So especially integrating the sustainable practices and infra development, some of the realistic solutions you can focus. And way forward in conclusion is, so though there are potential benefits i- in addressing this water scarcity and enhancing irrigation, environmental, social, economic challenges cannot be ignored. So these are both, they are mentioning both things. Though there are positives, so we should not ignore the negatives. So that is the approach. Whatever we have discussed in the top, in a brief and concise manner, we need to mention here in a first line. Then we should provide a solutions like way forward, comprehensive and inclusive approach for prioritizing the sustainable water management and minimizing ecological damage is essential. Alternatives such as rain water harvesting, watershed development, efficient water use should be complement these large scale projects like RILP to ensure equitable, sustainable water resource management. So this is the overall conclusion. So friends, another term I want to share in a concluding thing with respect to this type of thing, you can mention equitable and efficient and sustainable. These are the three words you need to mention in your answers. Yes. Friends, now we will see some of the relevant questions with respect to this topic. So, what are the challenges in implementing this RELP? Yes, friends. So, you can mention about what are the challenges. So, what are the challenges in implementing this RALP? And do you think benefits outweigh the risk? So, they are mentioning plus is greater than negative and critically analyze. So, friends, in the structure, I have mentioned both positives as well as negatives. So, you can take the things and you can also easily write this answer. Evaluate role of river interlinking in enhancing agriculture productivity in India. So they are mentioning evaluate the role of RILP in agriculture productivity enhancement. So you need to establish the link between agriculture productivity and river interlinking, and what measures should be taken to ensure minimal ecological disruption. So friends, try to write this answer below the video. So friends, we will discuss some of the relevant MCQs with respect to this topic. Consider the following statements regarding to interlinking of rivers in India. Yes. So Kenwa Ken-Betwa link project is India's first river interlinking project. They are mentioning it is the first river interlinking project. First ever they are mentioning. It is being implemented under National Perspective Plan. Yeah, right. For water resource development. Yes, friends. Because funds are allocated under National Perspective Plan. So it is being implemented under this plan. So both are correct. Which of the following is our tributary for Krishna River? So Tungabhadra, Bhima, Mushi. Friends, all are tributaries of Krishna. Try to see in the map. So from there, from where they are originating and at which point they are merging with the Krishna River, that you should to observe in map points. Which of the following constitutional provisions empower central government to legislate on interstate river disputes? So Article 246, yes, this is the foundational, right? So mentioned in the 7th schedule, and Article 262, yes, it talks about the river and river valley disputes between the states or among the states. And Article 323, yes, friends, it is also talks about the disputes between the states. So all are correct. Yes, again we have Ken-Betwa river interlink projects associated with which of the following states? So friends, it is option A, Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. There is no doubt. And consider the following statements regarding to National Water Development Agency. So it was established in 1982 under Ministry of Jal Shakti. So at that time, friends, we have Ministry of Water Resource Development. So right now the name changed, so you no need to confuse. And it is the correct statement. It is responsible for conducting feasibility studies for river interlinking projects. Yes, friends, we have seen the role of National Water Development Agency, like conducting surveys and providing feasibility reports. So everything it will gives. So option will be both. Yes, we have another question. Which are the following rivers are part of Himalayan River Interlink project under a National Perspective Plan? Friends, they are mentioning Himalayan River. So yes, you can easily identify which is the Himalayan river. So it is not a Himalayan river, it is also not, it is also not. So answer would be Brahmaputra. So friends, this is overall the concepts, whatever we have discussed here. So these are paper. So go through yourself on today's Hindu editorial. Yes. If you have any questions, let me know. This is the beautiful structure we have covered in depth, right? From the background and to the current scenario. Later, we went to the articles like constitution and acts. We see the brief advantages, right, and challenges and solutions, especially from the article, whatever the author is saying, we have taken the solutions. So yeah, this is the approach we should mention in our answers, right? uh, yes, yes, thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next session.